Final call. All right, beautiful people, here's what you said. There's a couple B's, couple C's. Cortavius, what did you do first?
I kept the common ratio, which is made to.
How'd you get that?
Because it can be a geometric series, because you can't add anything.
Can't be a what?
You can't add anything.
It can't be a what series? What sequence? There you go. Okay, can't be arithmetic. Yep. Okay. It's really hard to do because arithmetic is like the noun. It's a type of math.
Yeah.
Arithmetic is an adjective. It's an arithmetic sequence. It's different. Potato, potato. Keep going.
Then I put it in a.
Wait, why is it not arithmetic again?
Because you can't add it.
Right. So if you try to add or subtract, here you go. Subtract 3, right? But then you would go plus 6. So it's definitely not arithmetic because if you try that, your steps are different each time. Here it would be like minus 12. Okay, so you found the common ratio. How'd you find the common ratio?
I multiplied 1 by, I divided -2 by 1 and got -2.
-2 divided by 1, -2. Same thing here. Yep, you'd get the same thing.
Yeah, I plugged it into the formula.
Which formula?
The geometric formula.
Okay, so tell me what to write.
Write A with the 8 right here.
How do you say this?
Is it A sub A?
See, you did forget something over the break.
Yeah.
That's it.
The nth term?
No, Talia, say it louder. The 8th term.
Oh.
That's how you say this. You said the 8th term?
Okay. The
8th.
equals 1 times -1 raised to the 7 times, or the 8 minus 1.
8 minus 1.
And I got -128.
I'm going to go slow here so that we can make sure everybody's on the same page. First term, right? So Latrell, you got all these? You got all these? Okay. Good. All right, type it in. And which one is it? A? Yeah, that's right. So I think if you said B, can you see what the mistake would be on B, maybe? Maybe instead of putting 8 minus 1, which is actually, what does that equal? That's actually 7. Maybe you put 8 into the calculator. Or maybe you put 6 in or something like that. So be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Questions on 1? 2? Find the sum of the series of the terms below. Keep on.
10. 31 plus 10.
Man, you're just cutting to the chase, aren't you?
14 minus 1.
What goes in front here?
8.
Yeah. Or you could say the 14th term. Okay. So what is the 14th term?
All right, keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm up
I think I can do that in my head. 10 times 13.
there. 160. 161.
There you go. Push yourself. Try to do it in your head. 10
Oh.
times 13, 130. Plus 31, 161.
10 parentheses.
Yeah, he's going. So I'm going to stop you right there. 10 parentheses. Okay. Kenny.
10. That's right. Come on, man.
I don't know.
Do that weekend, got time to go.
I'm just writing whatever y'all tell me.
Oh, 14. My
Why,
bad.
why 14?
Hey, watch him out.
Hey, you know what y'all just did though? That made me very, very happy. I said, why 14? And you said, because that's the, you didn't say because that's the n.
That's the number.
You said that's the number of terms. So you're using the proper vocabulary to describe the variable. That's the same thing I want you to do here. I want you to say the 8th term, just like you said. You didn't say that's the n. You said that's the number of terms. Okay, so do it over here too.
You did it on purpose.
Trying to make you better, Ken. You're welcome.
You did it on purpose.
Plus 161, right? That's why we found that. Okay. Divided by 2. Years. I agree. Okay, any questions on 1 or 2? All right, think about what we've done so far. We've done an arithmetic sequence, which lets me find the nth term. We've done an arithmetic series, which lets me add up all the numbers in an arithmetic sequence and see what that equals to. And we've done a geometric sequence, which says, well, now there's not a common difference, there's a common ratio, and let me know what the 502nd term is. So now let's, today, take all those terms and let's add them up and find what the sum of a geometric series is. Okay, so take your warm up, set it aside, look at today's notes in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And first, I actually want to let you do this, I think, on your own. State if the sequence is arithmetic or geometric. Find the next 3 terms and write the explicit formula. So 3 parts, okay? 3 parts, A, B, and C here. The first part is what? Okay, is it arithmetic or geometric?
Arithmetic.
The second part, I don't know, maybe. The second part is next 3 terms. So that's part B. And the final part is write the explicit formula. So A, B, C. 9 times 10 seconds for number 1. 3, 2, 1. Go. And code. I don't know. Figure it out.
Oh.
About 60 seconds left. 1 minute. Done? Okay. 15 seconds. ACT. 60 minutes for this problem. 60 seconds for this problem. Okay, arithmetic or geometric?
Arithmetic.
How do you know, Lewis?
Yeah, common difference.
Common difference. Good. What is common difference? Which is what in this case? Good. And what's the next question? Next three terms, Tony, what'd you put? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give you some. You know how you have to like go home and do push-ups or something. I'm gonna give you some like math push-ups. You can add 6 each time. Finally, the explicit formula. Ooh, Janisha.
The nth term equals -1 plus 6 times n minus 1.
Very good. Anyone have any questions about either of those? Perfectly stated, Janisha. Very good. You never want someone to come in and judge you based on the way you talk. You know, people presuppose things about you based on the way that you speak, right? You use certain words, say certain things, they're going to judge you. That's the way the world is. All right, let's do number 2 together. Now, this one's different, right? How so? Okay, cool. What's the R of the common ratio, I should say?
5.
So remember, 125 divided by 25, or you could do 5 divided by 1. Okay. Next, what? 3 terms? Can you do it?
3,125.
I'm going to use, what's this, a semicolon?
Yeah.
I'm going to use that here so I can use a comma in all the numbers.
13,325.
Okay, good. Just times 5 each step, right? Question here, the explicit formula.
Nth term, yeah, -1 times 5.
First term times the common ratio, or common ratio. Good. Trying to review with you, trying to get you better at figuring out, is it arithmetic or geometric?
Quiz on this stuff, bro.
I don't think we took a quiz on this yet, did we? Yeah, we're getting there. We're about 3/4 of the way through this unit. All right, evaluate the geometric series by adding up the terms in the sequence described. The first term is -1, then we got -4, -16, -64, and there are 8 terms. What do we do? First, find the common ratio. Oh, we can do that, that's fine. What is it? Is it positive or -4? So you know it's positive.
A negative divided by a positive. So if it was a -4, it would be a positive 16.
Oh, so if the common ratio was negative, the signs would flip-flop.
Yeah.
Okay, have you picked up on that pattern? When you look at the sequence, you can see like, well, man, if the sign's changing, dead giveaway. Like, I know for sure that's a geometric series with a ratio that's negative. Okay. Well, we found the common ratio. Cool. Now what?
Should you,
That's like an 8
the
term.
odd term take you to 8 intervals?
That's right. We got to find all the first 8 terms. So how many do we have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's find 4 more. Yep.
-4,096. Then it's -16,183.
384?
Yeah.
Now what?
What we do with that?
I said find the sum of the first 8 terms. So now add them up. So take your calculator. -1 plus -4 plus.
That's -4 plus 4.
If you want to just put minus every time, that's more
I'm
efficient.
saying they say R equals 4. They don't say that.
Do I put R in the calculator?
No.
Not yet, no. Definitely not.
I'm saying no. They say 4. They don't say -4.
I don't know. I don't understand your point.
What's about that right there?
I'm putting in all of these numbers right here.
Plus negative.
4 is not a term in the sequence.
What that R equals stand for here?
That's the common ratio. It's not a term in the sequence.
Oh.
You got them? Yep.
Why you keep putting plus negative?
They all negative, but you gotta add them up.
Plus a negative number is just like saying minus. Negative 21,000. Anyone? Anyone get something else?
That's 384.
Everybody got the same thing?
-5.
You sure?
I got 263.
I got 2.
You got 2.
753. You do about
No, I got 2. You got positive 7.
I'm still looking. Anything else?
Man,
They wrong. That's the right answer.
no, man.
All right. Now, do you have to do that every time? No. You don't have to do all that stuff every time. Take this formula right here. The first term times 1 minus the common ratio to the nth over 1 minus the common ratio. So you need to know 3 things for this formula also. It's kind of like a common thing. You need to know the first term. You need to know, Kevon, here's where we need to know the common ratio. And you also need to know the number of terms. Do we already have all that information? Yes, we do. So the first term was -1. 1 minus, our common ratio here is 4. And the number of terms is 8. Once again, the common ratio is 4. So, same old stuff on your calculator here. You've got control divide. So I'll just delete all this stuff. I thought this way it was supposed to be easier, Kevon. Not trying to kill you. Feels like it.
This a new form.
Sleep, baby.
-1. Ah, no. I put the 8.8. Let's say I for sure.
Be very, very careful, okay? When you type this stuff in, you have to pay attention to detail. You must be precise. Take those 2 seconds to double check what you type in. Let's see a couple questions. Go ahead, Janisha.
How should we get in the fraction form?
Control divide. Control divide. Other questions? Talia.
You got that one thing over the first one, right?
Correct. A -1. The first term here is -1. You see this 1 is part of the equation. That'll be the same every time. Okay. So if you look up on the board also, I've got the formula written down. 1 is always in, it's always in this formula. Now, I'm not going to install your intelligence on the front. These are just plug and play. Okay, well, actually, no, hold on. Here's what I'm looking for. Number 8. We'll do one of these together. We're doing number 8, and what do the directions say? Evaluate the geometric series. Since it's a series, that means we have to add them all up. Okay, if it's easy to tell, what's first?
You gotta find common ratio. So it's -2.
How'd you get that?
If you divide -16 and -2, you divide 8. Like 8 -2 is -4. And so on.
So you did what now?
Okay, you got -16 divided by -2 is +8. +8.
Oh, okay, so you did -16 divided by -2, and you got +8. Okay. It's kind of like you're double checking your ratio. Okay. The easier way is just do -16 divided by the previous term, and that'll give you the common ratio. I think what happened is you're just looking at it and you're seeing that it's -2, right? If you can't look at it and see, pick a term and divide by the previous term. I want to make sure you have that, because when we go fractions, you can't just look at it and tell. Go ahead.
Common ratio. So now you put it in, so you it's 9.
The sum of
Nine
the first 9 terms.
2 times 1 minus 2
Minus what?
minus -2.
Uh-huh.
So,
Oops. Equals, you said -1, or no, you said 2 times 1 minus -2 to the 9. Okay. Good.
You need to put minus -2.
Well, what else could you put?
Minus 2.
You could either put minus -2 or you could put +2. 2 options there.
No, I ain't gonna be no fraction.
It's good for two.
342? What's that? 2, 1 plus 2 to the 9th. I don't know that off the top of my head. 256, 512, 1024. It's one of those. Yeah, Janice.
I don't know which formula to use, like on number 4.
Okay, the directions say evaluate the geometric series. This is the geometric series formula. So, geometric sequence lets you find the nth term. Geometric series, because it starts with S, series, lets you find the sum of those terms when you add them all up. So geometric series means if the first term is 1 and the common ratio is -4 and there are 9 terms, when you add them all up, what do you get? This is an arithmetic series. This is a geometric series. I see a lot of y'all are already starting to grind on those. Before you get too far, take your paper and flip it over. Hard work. Look at number 12. Now, number 12 is a little bit tricky. Can you see it? Can you figure it out? Can you see what's missing? What's missing? Ah, the number of terms is missing. How are you going to find the number of terms?
Negative 3 minus 768.
So you have
Plus.
eight. You have eight.
I'm doing all of that.
Negative 3 times negative 2 to the power of
Negative
negative
767.
767.
No.
Oh, never mind. Negative 769.
Fact.
768. Minus
You gotta use it. See the one right there? You gotta use the formula right there.
What's that formula called? Geometric sequence. Okay. So a sub n, or the nth term, is this. So start with that. And then next up in this formula, I'm using this formula right here. So what comes next? Now, I am not at all getting ready to teach you logarithms. Not yet. Okay. But what I will do is I will kind of give you a figure it out type of a situation here. So, can you see what you would do next here? I'm only doing this with y'all. I'm only going to do this part with y'all. Come on.
You have to multiply the 3 and 2 first.
Oh, come on now.
Come on,
You
y'all.
gonna know first, you gonna multiply the 3 and 2 first. Then
Divide by negative 3 on
Thank
both
you.
sides. Wait a minute. Hey, you are trying.
Divide by negative 3 on both sides.
Goodness.
You gonna divide by negative 3 on both
I
sides.
thought y'all were better.
Already up there.
Alright, let me do it.
So let's take 6.
My keyboard stopped working.
It's like them problems that was raised to the French.
32 takes 6.
Remember one
So
Now, like I said, I'm not going to teach y'all logs yet, but here's what I do want you to be able to think. You can think that negative 2 to some exponent has to be equal to 256. So, I mean, here's what I would do if I didn't know yet. Technically, if I didn't know how to do this problem, here's what I would do. I would just say negative 2 raised to, and I would just start trying some different exponents. So what do you think? Negative 2 to the what will be equal to 256? To the 5th?
No,
The 8.
no.
8. Okay.
It is 8.
Not bad. Not
It's the
bad.
8. It's 8. It is the 8.
it would just seem like it.
Oh, wow. It's the 8.
It just seems like it would be 8. So is the answer, so is n 8?
N is 9.
It's
Explain that.
Because it's n minus 1.
So 9 minus 1.
If we got 8 for 256, we subtracted 9 minus 1 and got 8.
Okay.
It's just like the number terms. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the number terms.
Okay. So what strategy are you using here? You're guess and check. This is guess and check. I think the exponent might be 10. Let me try that. Now that's too big. Let me go one smaller. Let me try 5. That's too small. Let me go up 2.
It's just like the number terms. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now once you find the number of terms, then you can use your formula over here, and you can say that. Go back to full screen here. Yeah, you might. you can say that the sum of the first 9 terms is equal to the first term times 1 minus negative 2. I always forget the exponent.
How do we get that?
It's 8. Because the thing is 8, and so 9 minus 1 is 8.
What the hell?
The exponent. Because negative 2 to the 8 is 256. You have to
Yep, it's not 8 terms, it's 9 terms, because 9 minus 1 gives you that 8. These problems here, these are next level. I want you to finish up with 12 through 17. So what I actually want you to do, I want you to finish the front. I want you to go to the back bottom, and then I want you to come back to these.
Go to the back bottom.
go to 8 things.
I forgot for a second.
500 what? For real?
Rest of us could be.
So let me say that again. 12 through 17 is not really our curriculum. It's not really Algebra 2.
What do you
That's probably getting into pre-calc.
say?
So I want you to save 12 through 17 for the very end. Sure. Never gonna stop. Alrighty, I'm gonna let you work. If you get stuck, you know what to do. I'm gonna leave this up here, or do you want me to scroll up to the front? Leave this. Yes, you will have some very, very large answers on some of these. I'm gonna double check y'all's work on this last one here. Yep, Niche. You double check your work? Okay. Are you allowed to have fractions? Sure. -513, good.